What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new nature documentary about Shlomo, the kosher penguin. Today we're going to be talking about actually connecting our components, our React components, with this store, the one we just created, and also cleaning this up a little bit. That's about it. So to clean this up, I'm going to create a new file in here, or a new folder, sorry about that. And we're just going to call this selectors. Basically, selectors is anything that you want to grab from a selector. Like, for instance, like this one, we want to get our filtered data. We'll put it in here. Maybe you create another store and you want to grab something else. It's not filtered data. You want to grab something else. Or maybe you just want to grab just the expenses from this store. You would create another selector and just create a function, and that spits out the expenses. So we're just going to copy this, grab this, and here, new file. I'm gonna call mine filtered data.js. Oh, I'm gonna say filtered expenses data because that's what it is. Filtered expenses data. Filtered. Okay. Paste that in there. Export this. Export default. Control save. Control save this. Now in here, we're going to grab it. Import. I'm going to say get filtered data. Copy. Import. Get filtered data from selectors, and then filtered expense data right there. Now we can get rid of this, and now we should still be able to see our, we're getting an error. Get filtered data is not defined, which is not right. We're naming it right here. We don't want to name this. We just want to get rid of this, and we just want to export that function. And we're using moment in here, so we need to import that. So import moment from moment. Control save. And yep, there we go. So we don't need moment in here no more. I don't think we use moment in here. Yeah, we do. We still use moment for the store.dispatch right here. So we're going to just leave that right there as it is. So we can leave this right here. The thing is, this unsubscribe, I don't like how it just keeps on. I don't like this, right? I don't like it to keep on hearing or listening to all this stuff. So I'm just going to get rid of all. I'm gonna copy this, get rid of the subscribe, just get rid of it. And down here, this is where I'm going to paste it. So that way we could get all the stuff that we need to once it already happened. So all this already happened, and then we'll get our data. So control save. We should only have, two right here. Exactly. Awesome, we have our stuff. And to see if it's working, I'm gonna comment that out and uncomment this one. Sort by date, and we should see it. Yep, 24 and then 20th. Awesome. All right, now we need to import something that would help us connect React components with Redux, and that's literally called React Redux. That's the module or the library we're gonna install. So let's install that. Yarn add react dash redux redux, just like that. All right, we should have it in package.json, which is right here. Awesome. All right. So React Redux actually gives us provider, which is a component, and connect, which is a function. So provider actually, what it does is literally what it says. It provides the whole application with our store. Now we could use the store with our components. Connect, that's a function that lets us connect our component with the store that we just provided. So it makes kind of sense, and you'll see what we're talking about. And by the way, Redux or React Redux uses a pattern called higher order components, and that's literally a component that renders a component. It's pretty mind-boggling, so you'll get it more. You'll understand it more once we actually start coding these things up. So first off, let's actually, since we already installed it right here, I'm going to say import, and I just need the provider component for this one right now. Provider from React Redux. There we go. And down here, we're not going to be calling provider, but what we are going to be doing is creating a variable const. I'm gonna just say store provider, and we're gonna set that equal to not a object, to just JSX in here. So in here we're gonna call provider, and we do need to pass in our main component, which is routes. This is the component that actually stores all of our things, if you remember. And in here we're gonna just call in store provider. So we get an error, and the reason why we get the error is because we do need for provider, like I said, provider supplies provides the store to our application. Right now it doesn't know what the store is. We do need to tell it the store what the store is. So we need to pass in an attribute store called store. We're gonna set that equal to our store, which we called store. So in here, store. Now if you control save, you shouldn't get no more errors. There you go, and it's working just fine. Don't worry, this is literally from Moment, so do not worry about that. This is not React Redux. That's from Moment. But as you can see, nothing's wrong. We actually provided everything we need to right now. So next, we're gonna create a component, just a simple component. It's not that bad, component. And here we're gonna create a new one. We're gonna call it expense list.js. And here we're gonna actually list out all of our expenses, right? So for now, we do need to import React from React, and then import, and actually let's just do it. Connect from our React Redux. From React Redux. And like I said, connect lets us connect this component, because this component needs to know what's inside the expense store or the expense state and spit out the data that we need, right? So we need to connect this component with the store. And we're gonna I'm gonna talk about this later on, okay? But not right now. So we're gonna just create a simple function or a component, and we're gonna call it expense list. It's gonna equal an arrow function, and we're gonna pass in some props, just a little bit, props. And in here, we're literally just gonna spit out, give it an h1 expense list, right? That's it. And down here we do need to export it, so export default expense list. Control save this, and where this is going to live inside of the, where is it at? The budget snob home right here. So in here we do need to import from expense list just like that. And then instead of just saying this, I'm going to enter, and we're going to just put in that component expense list like that. Control save. Oh, we get some errors. Let me see. Oh, it's not an object. It's a function. We're just returning one thing. Control save. We shouldn't get an error. Sorry about that. There we go. Expense list. Awesome. So now let's connect out this component with the store and actually start grabbing some stuff from the store. How do we do that? With this function Redux provides us. So down here, we're going to create a const. So const, name it whatever you want. I'm just going to say connected store. It doesn't matter what you name it for right now anyways. Connected store. And we're going to set this equal to connect. And now remember, connect is a function. All right, now that we have that set up, this function, this connect function, actually returns another function that we still need to pass in our expense list component. And we're going to do that simply by just tacking it on at the end. So expense list. Now, you're probably wondering, why didn't they add it in here where we could just add it in here? I don't know. You got to ask the developers. This is their API, so this is how we need to do it. So since connect returns another function, we need to pass in expense list, our component, to that function, and we do that by doing this. Now, how this works is we're going to call this one function first, and then once it returns, it'll be passed. This will be passed into that function, if you get what I'm trying to say. Now, inside connect, we do need this is where we're going to actually say, hey, this is where we're going to get our store, okay? This is where we're going to get all the stuff from our store. Inside connect, we're going to take in another function, okay? And this function takes in the state of the store. Now, in here, we could actually get our stuff, our data from the store. So we're going to return an object. And if you remember, we're going to get our expenses, okay? And that lives inside state dot, you guessed it, expenses. Just like that. Now, expense list, we're not going to be rendering out or exporting our expense list. What we're going to be exporting is our connected store. Now, like I said, Redux uses a pattern called higher order components, meaning that this connect function returns a function that is going to return a component. And inside that one function, we are going to be taking in this expensive list, and we're going to just be adding inside the component that this connect is going to render out. So in other terms, let me explain it. So this connect returns a component. Let's say it returns, I don't know, another component. Okay, just like that. It returns another component, and inside this, we're telling it to use the expense component as well. So in here, it's going to use our expense component, just like this. So this is why we need to pass in our expense list, so that way when it returns our the other function, which returns a component, it'll have our component inside of that component. I know it's kind of difficult to understand. You should need to look up higher order component, HOC. You're going to see it mostly likely in Google. When you type in higher order component pattern, you're going to see HOC more than likely. But yeah, anyways, now we could actually use our props up here. So down here, what I'm going to do is literally just dump out our props.expenses.length. Now, the reason I'm doing length is because, remember, this is an array. Our expenses is literally an array. Remember that? Look at that. It's an array. Now, if I control save, wait. We need to render out our connector store, not our expense list. If I control save this now, you can see that we get 2, which in fact, we literally do have 2 stuff in here. It's pretty awesome, right? It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. It really is awesome. I don't know how many times I'm going to say awesome, but it really is great that, like, once you start figuring out these things, you're like, oh my God, that is so, as I'm gonna say it one more time, that is so awesome. Anyways, so this is how you do it. This is how you actually connect to the store with a component. But the thing is, this is not really standardized. I mean, they already have a way to do it, which is this way, but instead of actually doing it this way, what they do is cut this out, put it in a separate variable const, and they actually, most of them call it map state to props. They usually name that, or you're usually going to find that name. And what they do right here is just say map to props. And then instead of exporting connected store, we're literally just going to export this. So export default connect map to prop, map state to props, and expensive list. If you control save, we should still see our 2 appear. That's it, guys. That's it for this video. We've successfully connected our one component to the store, and we could actually grab stuff from the store now in this one component. Now you could literally just copy this and paste it to any other store or any other component that you want that needs to hook up to the store. That's it. But yeah, this is literally how you do it, guys, and it's pretty awesome. I said that was gonna be my last time. That's my last time, I promise. So that's it for this video, guys. We just connected our components to the store and got some data. In the next video, we are going to be rendering individual expenses. Like I said, expenses is an array, so we're gonna render out all the expenses, or individual expenses, which is all the expenses. And also we're gonna be dabbling on the inputs for filters, meaning creating some inputs over here, so that way we can know what to filter by the amount, or by date, or by anything else, date range, whatever. So that's in the next video, guys. I hope you actually liked and learned something from this video. If you liked it, or if you learned something, please leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't. If you find my stuff entertaining, at least subscribe for the intros that I do. At least for that. After that, you just stop watching. Just subscribe for that. And leave a comment down below on what I could do better, or if you're having problems, I will do my best to actually answer them. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.